Welcome back to BS with Brian Simpson. By the time you see this, I will have already been in San Diego and Phoenix. Upcoming next is Chicago. We're going to be out of Chicago on Saturday, Friday and Saturday, the 15th and 16th of November. And then don't forget, we're going to go ahead and be in Houston on the 13th and 14th of December to end the year. So go ahead and get them tickets down. That's the Houston Improv and the Lincoln Lodge in Chicago, and the Houston Improv in Houston. You get those tickets at BrianSimpsonComedy.com. That's BrianSimpsonComedy.com. Yeah, that's gonna round out the year. I don't even have a lot of emails, which is crazy because we didn't do an episode last week. So let me see here. Hey, Brian, curious about your take on the election. I mean, y'all, you know how I feel about the politics of it all. Let me read the rest of your email first. Looking forward to the next podcast episode in which you'll discuss it. Hopefully, fingers crossed. My son and I will be at your December show in Houston. Hey! Yeah, so, my take has always kind of been the same. I think that both parties are responsible for the divisiveness in America because every election since I've been alive, right? I have a theory about it starting with the 24-hour news cycle because that wasn't a thing when I was a kid. But every election since I've been alive, the strategy of either side is to convince the other side, it's to convince their own side that it is the absolute end of the world. This election is the most important one that's ever happened. If that other person gets in, it's the end of everything you know and love. And it's like, and so we become a nation of sore losers. You saw it demonstrated when Obama won. You saw it demonstrated when Trump won again. You saw it demonstrated when Biden won. And now you're going to see it again. People are, become a nation of sore losers because people actually believe that they believe their leaders when they tell them what's at stake. And it's just not true. It's greatly exaggerated. In fact, I would make the argument that who the president of the United States is has a much higher impact on non-U.S. citizens than U.S. citizens. Because the only thing the president can do on his own really is send troops. You know what I mean? So it's unfortunate. I didn't vote for either person. I voted for the Green Party, for Jill Stein. Not that I particularly care for Jill Stein, but I could never bring myself to vote for Trump, I don't think. Maybe. And I was never happy about voting for Kamala Harris. And the thing is, I wasn't happy about voting for Biden. And I just got tired of that shit. I got tired of the Republicans putting forth a very Republican person. They would put forth whoever the enthusiasm was behind. And the Democrats have like this weird, it's almost like a royal family thing where it's like they have them lined up for whose turn it is and all this shit. And they try to force the candidate, they try to force the person on you. And like I said, the strategy is convince you that the other side is evil and not voting for our side makes you evil or complicit in that evil. And that's what's happening right now. A lot of my liberal friends are around calling everybody evil and racist and, all these other things because, a lot of these people don't realize that they're in a cult. You know what I mean? They act just like that. They're convinced, whatever the Democratic National Committee says, they just believe it. You're just like the Trump supporters that you make fun of. You're just like them. You just don't believe, you believe a different thing, but you don't need any evidence. You don't need any, like your candidate can do no wrong. If anybody even deigns them, they all loaded up with the talking points, It's like, I'm over that shit. I don't care that much, So for me, the election was very uneventful. I know I was surrounded by people that were heavily emotionally invested. And you know what's funny? Most of those people can't tell you. I mean, I don't know what it's like in other states, but here there were 4 pages of voting, like four pages worth of choices that you had to choose, after you got past president and you get down to like senator and all. And most of these people, and the mayor of Austin, that was on the last page. There were like 7 candidates. And most of the people here trying to get me all emotionally riled up about it, I would go, well, who did you vote for mayor? They can't even tell you. Most of them don't even know who the mayor is. They don't even know the name of the mayor, right? So that's what I mean is like your local person affects you way more than the president does, and you're so caught up in this, like, so you can feel like a winner, so you can feel like you won. But you're not actually concerned about how you're governed. And so, let's just say I sat this one out. I refuse to be like emotionally crushed because of how an election went. It's mostly theater anyway, because no matter who wins, corporate America wins. And the middle class loses. That's what it's been like it's my whole life. And so I'm done participating in I couldn't quite bring myself to not vote. But this has been such a stress-free election cycle for me. I don't be watching the damn, I don't watch any political news whatsoever. And like it would have to be something, like I don't watch any of the pundit shit. I'll watch the stuff that's like to give you information. But as soon as people go telling you how to feel about stuff, I don't watch that shit. It's not good for you. And guess what? Because no matter how mad no matter how involved you were with this election, at the end of the day, your only power is where you vote and where you spend your money. And you only get to vote that one time, that one day. That's all that really matters. And after the election, whether you win or lost, that's all you could have done, is voted. Everything from now on is where you put your money and your time. But all of this, like, and here's the other thing. I don't understand why people haven't caught on yet, but like, you can't shame people into agreeing with you. It's just that simple. It doesn't matter how right you are or how right you think you are or how self-righteous you feel or how on the side of history. None of that shit don't matter. When have you ever talked shit to someone and changed their mind? When have you, so other people, it's cool, but I'm just saying, just admit you talking shit because you want to talk shit, not because you want to change anything. Because that's never changed anything. So it's like, but every year we do the same thing. Because the strategy this season was like, hey, if you don't vote for Kamala Harris, you're racist, or you hate black women, or you hate women, right? Trying to make people feel some kind of way. And a lot of those people, I guarantee you, in your face, just so they didn't have to deal with you, in your face, they were like, I'm voting for Kamala, and they went and voted for Trump. Or something like that. It's like, you can't shame people out of their choice. It doesn't work. And for some of you, that's your only effective mode of communication, is agree with me or else. And it's like, people don't agree. You can't make people agree with you. That's just, this is the nation we live in. And so I guess, boom, let me shorten it up. My take is I didn't know if Trump was going to win, but I know that the Democrats deserve to lose. I wasn't rooting for Trump, but, the problem is that the Democratic Party hasn't learned anything from this. And they're going to do the same thing next election. convince you the other side is the devil, put forth whoever they want, whoever's turn it is, probably, I don't know, and then try to guilt you into voting for that person. Blue, no matter who, or you support genocide, or you hate women, or you know, and it's like, that's not going to work. That's done working. You know, it failed this time. I mean, it barely worked when Biden won. But when you heard Joe Biden say, if you don't vote for me, you're not black, that wasn't a slip of the tongue. That's literally their strategy. Their strategy is, especially with black folks, they're like, oh, we know how we can rile up the nigga vote. Just threaten their blackness. That's it. We don't actually got to do nothing for them niggas. You know? Yeah. They take a lot of pride in that. Yeah, they say, hey, if you're really black, you'll vote for us. What? I don't know. I don't know how that works. And so, you know, I know they're going to do it again because they haven't learned anything. Because they're doing it still. Now they're saying, oh, we lost because America's racist. We lost because America hates black women. We lost because America hates women. You know, I seen people crying, just throw my uterus in the sewer. It's like, all right, well, that's not going to work. You know, and here's the real shameful thing. And this has also been true my whole life. The overwhelming majority of people don't vote anymore. Of voter eligible people, there's close to 400 million Americans. Right? Maybe it's like, Millie. Maybe it's like 3.7 million or something like that, Americans. You know, 80% of them don't vote. I would love to actually know the statistic. Hey, Google, what is the voting percentage of America? That's not the way to put it.
Here are some results from the web.
Okay, well, damn, I was way off. Okay, about 2/3 of the voting eligible population turned out for the 2020 election. I don't know if that, I think that's an outlier because everybody was in the house for that, right? A lot of people voted by mail or whatever. Was that the highest? Okay, let's see here, right here. Voter turnout recently. So in 2018, it was 47%. Then 50. Then 66. Yeah. Actually, I guess that's true of most of the world. I don't see anybody that's all that high. Except Uruguay got a 95% voting. But my point is, like, most people don't vote. You know, a lot of people just talk. Or they vote uninformed. Like they're not really paying attention to what's actually happening. You know, they just pick a side and go, I hope my guy wins, and then their guy wins. They gloat a little bit. If their guy loses, they say it was fixed, it was rigged. And I'm over it. You know, we're doomed anyway. From your local cynic. And I guess there's really nothing else. There's really nothing else happening that's that serious, you know. We're gonna have a Thanksgiving. Something terrible, you know. Something is gonna happen over the holidays. Probably some kind of, you know, the whole flight system's gonna shut down again or something crazy like that, and we're gonna move on. You know, did you know? And it's funny too because Trump didn't actually. I thought he was gonna have like a classless victory speech. You know, all right now, hold on now. What's going on? You all right? Let me finish this though. All right, let's get a couple of articles in. Can we do that? Let's get a couple articles in. Let me see here. So, North Korean troops have been allowed to access the internet. What? And they're addicted to porn. I knew it was something like that. Hold up. North Korean troops have been allowed to access the internet and they are addicted to porn. Well, no shit. All of us are addicted to porn. It has been reported that North Korean soldiers who have been deployed to Russia are gorging on pornography after being given unfiltered access to the internet for the first time. The claim comes from Gideon Brockman, Chief Foreign Affairs Officer. Wow. The war, which began in 2014, escalated in February 2022 when Russia invaded Ukraine. We know that. As for internet access, that's a question best directed to Moscow. Right now, our attention remains on supporting Ukraine and addressing the more significant regional security concerns. Yeah, but of course, man, can you imagine being stuck in a country where you never ever see anything true, and then all of a sudden you have access to the internet? Can you imagine going your whole life, 30-something years, just being bombarded with propaganda, and then all of a sudden you can see any kind of titties you like? Like, you don't even know that there's other kind of titties. You think that the only titties is North Korean titties. Can you imagine? Poor guys. Yeah, they're stuck. They're stuck. I'm not surprised that they're addicted to porn. They probably getting addicted to freedom too. That's the big one, because I don't even know how you do that. I don't know how you go back from there. How do you like how you somewhere defending another motherfucker's country? You feel me? You got sent somewhere to defend another motherfucker, to risk your life for another person's country, only to realize that your country has been withholding the greatest gift of all, a plethora of titties. Right? How do you go back home to that? How do you go back to no internet? How do you do that? You know, it's like getting a smaller TV or a slower car or an uglier partner. You know? Like, how do you go back to how do you go from limitless pussy popping? Because you know they don't know what twerking is. You're not allowed to twerk in North Korea. You're not allowed to twerk in North Korea. Right? You're likely to have gone there and never seen a woman move her body in a seductive manner. You know, let alone seen her naked. Right? Now you're cold, wet, bored, thirsty, hungry in fucking Russia. And you look over someone's shoulder and go, wait a minute. You can just look at anything? Okay, put in this. Okay, put in that. Oh my God, guys, get in here. Because the thing is, I've grown up with the internet my whole life and always had access to this. And I still see stuff that I'm like, oh my God. I got to tell someone about this. So, like I said, I can't imagine just being bombarded. You know, it's probably too much. They probably wanted to get shot right into their fucking head like when Neo from the Matrix learned Kung Fu. You know what I mean? It's probably too much. But yeah, that's gonna definitely cause a rebellion. That's gonna definitely cause a revolt. That's my prediction. When the Ukrainian war is over, we're gonna start hearing whisperings of mutiny inside North Korea, because these soldiers, these trained killers, are not going back to no porn. Straight up. They not going back. That's just me. Check with me. Check with me in 2027 or 20, something like that. Check with me in the later 2020s and see if I didn't call this shit right here. It's going to be a mutiny sparked in North Korea based solely on the fact that these men have been exposed to pornography and they're not giving it up. They use the term addicted. Yeah, they're addicted to being able to do what the fuck they want to do. You know? Because maybe my generation is scarred. But again, you can't go back to beating your dick with your imagination. You know what I mean? Not after this. Not after you got 3D porn. And then don't let them introduce to the I forget what you call it, like the chat GPT of porn. You know, where you're like, hey, I want to see Halle Berry and Gwyneth Paltrow getting triple teamed by all the niggas from the Expendables 3. And boom, 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 boom. It just happened. You can't go back from that because that's what the internet really is. It's whatever you can imagine for the most part. If it exists, it's out there. You know? And then right from the porn, cute animals. You see a lot of cute animals, porn, cute animals, the memes. The memes. They're gonna go back to no memes. It's like the internet, it's a new way for us to do everything. The memes is a new way to tell a joke. Porn it's not really new, but to them it is. It's a modern way of getting your rocks off. It's a very sexually frustrated country. I don't even know if they're allowed to drink alcohol. I'm not sure. No weed, no entertainment. Can you imagine never having been entertained? Wait till these niggas see some of these movies. Some of these movies that they throw on Old Boy for these niggas and fuck their head up. That's in Korean natively. Throw that shit on. Throw the original Old Boy on for these North Korean niggas and fuck them up. They can't, how you gonna go back? I know. What the fuck is that sound? Oh, that's the washing machine. Yeah, I mean, how you gonna go back to that? How could you possibly? All right, let's move on to the next subject. One more before we get up out of here. And to the point. Look at this. Search interest for did Joe Biden drop out is spiking on election day, even though he withdrew months ago. So this is a few days old, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Most of you motherfuckers are not informed. Did Joe Biden drop out 3 days ago? What? That was months ago. Now, he should have dropped out sooner and gave us a chance to have a primary and pick somebody we could really have some enthusiasm behind instead of having to settle for his vice presidential pick who lost to him in the first place. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, the fact that most people don't know that he wasn't even on the ballot is wild. There should have been 0 people in America searching for whether Joe Biden dropped out of the race. Like, imagine going to vote and seeing and going, okay, Trump and Kamala Harris. Did Joe Biden drop out of the race? Imagine being that person on election day. We're doomed. We're doomed. But until the world is over, I will be doing BS with Brian Simpson, and I'll see y'all next time.